So guys, it's Rumblin Man coming to you from California, not Florida, and I'm here with Mike from Headrush. Now a lot of you guys have asked me about Headrush. Okay, so we have the gig board and the pedal board, the looper board all down here. But what I want to know from Mike today is this: Mike, you know, in the praise and worship community especially, which is a big community that my viewers are a big part of. In fact, I would dare say 60-70% of them are in that community. We see a lot of Kempers that no one can afford. We see a lot of full-blown Helixes that still no one can afford. We see a lot of HX Stomp. We see a lot of Helix LT. We see a lot of Fractal. We don't see as much Headrush, but I think we should see more Headrush.
Okay.
What would you say sets Headrush apart from those other particular brands of all-in-one floorboards?
Sure. So the biggest difference really with Headrush, we were the first to market that did an all-inclusive quad-core processing power, touchscreen, amp simulator, multi-effects processor. So really what we're offering that's really different from anything else is we're offering the DSP potential. So you're not hitting those DSP limitations. We're also able to push our sounds with a higher bit rate. So you're getting things like a real natural decay time, just even when you're hitting chords and allowing them to sustain the way that you would with a tube amplifier.
Yeah.
So the responsiveness and just the authenticity that you're used to if you are coming from the school of I'm a guitar player that's always plugged into a tube amp, and this is what I'm expecting. If I roll back my volume knob, I'm going to be able to clean it up. I'm going to be able to swell in the dirt, that sort of thing. You're able to authentically recreate it with Headrush because simply we're just running with more DSP. And we've allocated that DSP in a way where it's hitting all those touchy-feely kind of notes for guitar players.
Right.
You know, because feel is the ultimate thing when it comes to a guitarist. You know, it's a very hands-on instrument, it's a very visceral instrument, and we all know that the amp or the amplification source is just as much of that push-pull instrument.
It really is. It really is. And so, you know, a lot of people like to use their IRs with the, you know, with the Stomp and with the Helix LT, etc. Can you load in whatever IRs you want, just like you could with any of those kind of things, or?
Absolutely. Cool. Actually, all of our Headrush products, they ship with their own Headrush exclusive impulse response libraries already installed.
Nice.
And we're constantly working on more, but we also have a partnership with Celestion. We were actually the first modeler that partnered with Celestion. So you could actually download, take your pick of what they have to offer when you purchase a product. You get a little card and it tells you exactly where to go and what to do.
Nice.
But I would say we also have the easiest way to load in a third-party IR than anything else on the market. It's simply 2 touches away on our menu screen, on our touch screen. When you do that, you're connecting your Headrush unit to your desktop, your laptop, whatever, and you're simply dragging and dropping those IRs to the appropriate folder. You hit sync and they are there, they are accessible. And then from there you can adjust, you know, your high, low pass filters, so you can tweak them actually inside the box with EQ to even more customize those once you have them in the box.
So tell me this, I am one of about 1,000 guys out there making HX patches for the worship community and selling them online for guitar and bass, but I haven't seen a lot of Headrush patches out there available specifically for the worship community on YouTube and things like that. Is that a possibility to make and export those files just like it would be with you know, like the Helix or the HX Stomp or HX Native?
Absolutely. So we have a community on our website. You know, if you go to headrusheffects.com, you can go to our community page. We actually have the ability to import, export all the different rigs, and we have kind of a little voting system. You know, we're not super cruel with that, you know, but it's a way for everybody to kind of keep a filter on it, make sure that what you're auditioning, maybe you look at it and say, oh, this has like, you know, 5 thumbs up, so I'm definitely going to listen to this. But yeah, the sky's the limit. We're a sharing group that's 100% free to the user, so they can jump on and grab those things and go.
Awesome.
Yeah.
But the thing is that they're really with the kind of software you have. I even once heard someone say online that the Headrush software was not as advanced as the Helix software. What would you have to say to an argument like that?
Well, here's what I would have to say. Maybe I don't know if they're speaking to the software like that's actually inside the box, or if they're talking more about like their native app or something like that. Currently we don't have a native app, and the primary reason why is because we have a 7-inch full-color touchscreen.
Right.
And in my experience, coming from a modeling background where, I currently own and I've had my hands on pretty much everything on the market, I actually find that it's more intuitive and faster just to go directly to the touchscreen than it is to grab a mouse.
Amen.
Even when I am interfacing, using this as my direct to computer guitar interface, if I need to make an adjustment for like a reamp situation or something like that, I'm going right to the touchscreen, and it's faster than going to my mouse on my computer and making adjustments there.
Nice.
So I wouldn't say that it's not as advanced or not as powerful. It's just a different way of accessing those same capabilities and abilities. It's all within the box.
And usually the guys that want to say things like that are really not really informed on what it is they're talking about.
Well, I can't really speak to that. But what I would say is that, we're definitely thinking about those kind of customers that like to use this as a production tool also.
Amen. Amen.
But again, if I had to really sum it up and say, hey, what is the difference between this and like say an HX Stomp or like a smaller solution from a different competitor in the category, I would say, obviously the touchscreen is the heart of the unit. It's what sets us apart.
It's awesome.
That's going to give you the ability to just get in without doing all the menu diving. We don't have a lot of jog wheels and different tactile controls and a lot of things that you have to go through to start creating sounds or access things or manipulate things.
Right.
The other thing is definitely going to be the processing power. So again, it's a quad core processor. That DSP has been allocated supremely well.
Yeah.
We're rolling that higher bit rates than anyone else on the market currently. And all of our models are at least 96. All right, so they sound phenomenal, and just the plug and play experience. I'll tell you the other thing. Just me being a guitar geek and always being a gearhead, just growing up in this industry and as a guitar player, I would say that we made a fun product.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes we get away from that when we're looking at all the different spec sheets. Anybody can go on and read and write spec sheets and this and that. What's the experience like? At the end of the day, if I buy this and take it home and plug it in, update it, do whatever, how soon am I going to be able to just get the kind of tones I want and need? And then how soon am I going to be able to, or how fast am I going to be able to come back to that again and do it again? Because I'm telling you, a lot of like products, similar products, are set it and forget about it. Like after you have these tones locked in, you don't want to come back to it. Headrush just makes the experience fun. It makes you want to continue to explore new possibilities. We want you to do what you should be doing, which is playing your instrument.
I completely agree. It's much more user-friendly, guys. And the Headrush pedal board, which is their flagship model, is only $999. All right, as opposed to like 5,000 or whatever. So over here, can I just kind of give an up-close look?
Sure.
This is the looper board. I actually do a little bit of gigging around town and do some looping, so that's really a neat product. That's the gig board right there, smaller version with just as much power.
Right.
Really awesome.
And just to reiterate about the gig board, this is not an LT, it's not a light, it's not a mini, it's not a baby. It is a full-featured Headrush product, just in a smaller form factor. So fewer switches. This is just speaking to a different customer.
Absolutely.
Maybe you don't need to do all the tap dancing with the different foot switches all night long.
Right.
You can, but we've managed to still incorporate all the different modes that you know and love from the bigger board. And so you can take this, throw it in the backpack, go do the gig. This sets nice onto your production desk. It's just a great a smaller variation of the full-featured product.
Nice, man. And then over here we have the full Headrush pedal board.
Yep.
The much coveted. Look at that thing, man. That is awesome.
Well, and again, we're constantly updating. Just for instance, if I wanted to create a new rig with anything else, it would be kind of a nightmare just to start menu diving and jumping in. With Headrush, it's simply touching one of the empty blocks. You have your macro menu here. It's nice and clean, easy to understand.
Nice.
We can open up our amp category. You can see we have kind of all the greatest hits of amplifiers in here. Now what's great is when I make a selection, it automatically pairs it with a complementary cabinet.
Very cool.
So that's one less step that you have to do. Now, if you don't want to use that, that's totally fine. You can double tap that and you can grab a different cab type. You can also grab a different microphone type, change the access of the mic. But you can see how fast and easy it is to just get around. Or you could just take this out of the equation altogether and do a custom IR instead. So, what's great is once you're into this section here, you have total EQ control over how you're going to shape.
Wow, look at that. You got frequency and everything there.
High and low pass, and also the mix. So if you wanted to use this with other cabinets and just kind of blend it in, you could do that. And again, it's just ease of use. Just what can we do to streamline that experience for the player so they can get to playing their guitar?
How's the durability of the screen itself? Has anyone broken it or anything? Or?
I'm on the road with my gig every single week.
Cool.
I take my personal unit on planes, trains, automobiles. I still have my original sample that was given to me back in 2017 when we launched.
Nice.
I've dropped it. It's fallen off out of overhead compartments. That is something that I have never seen in the field, hands down. I've never seen a broken screen.
Awesome. Yeah.
Not at all. It's a full metal chassis, so it's very robust. And it's stage ready, it's road ready. A lot of artists are out there using them and abusing, and we very rarely have to replace anything.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. So guys, that's the Headrush products and Mike here at NAMM 2020. My first interview of the week this year. Very cool. I had to pull the tripod out of my backpack. So make sure you comment away. Keep it nice and don't diss what I'm wearing or anything this time. All right, that was really lame to diss my outfit. And I will see you guys on the next one.
Thank you.